Howdy, folks.
Hello.
I'm Jason.
I'm Hannah.
And this is Steel Farm first YouTube video. A little bit about us. We got married about, what, 6 years ago?
7.
7 now. I might get in trouble over that one later. Anyway, but we have, since the day we met, we've been talking about farming. I always kind of knew I wanted to, just never knew how big I wanted to get.
I was raised on the farm. I never knew anything else.
I wasn't grown up on farm, but I always knew we always had animals and stuff like that, but never really farming. It was more of a mechanical and stuff like that going on. But we bought us a farm, and we're going to show y'all a little bit of that later on the video, but we just figured we'd introduce yourself and talk a little bit about us. We've been thinking about doing this whole YouTube thing for a while. We got old equipment, so bear with us. Not a whole lot really going on that end yet. We're going to see how it goes. She's been looking up some stuff. I'm going to try to do most of the outside stuff videos, building. I actually own a sawmill, so I'll show you that maybe in a later video and give you a little bit of overview on that if y'all are interested. And she's talked about maybe doing some food stuff.
Maybe. We'll see how it goes.
She makes homemade soap. I love the stuff. She might maybe do you an episode, something along those lines. But just stay tuned, and we'll get back to you and maybe take you a little trip over to farm and actually show you what kind of place we got. We're actually sitting on her little she shed that I almost had finished when we bought the farm. And now we're talking about trying to move it over to the farm, so I want to hold off on putting too much more weight on it so we can maybe haul it over there on a trailer and get it over there and get it finished. So the inside is a disaster, so maybe you'll see that eventually, but not today. So we're just sitting on the front porch. We might do a few videos on here or something, just wherever. We're not real sure what to do on this whole YouTube thing. I'm a big talker.
I'm not.
No. So when I do a video, you'll probably hear me talk a lot because I got no problem talking. Her, on the other hand, you'll probably see a lot of doing. Me, I tend to get distracted with my talking. So just hang in there with us. We hope that y'all like seeing what we're doing, and we hope that maybe y'all are inspired, and maybe y'all's inspiration will be motivation for us to do more. That was one reason we thought about doing it, is maybe by putting these out there, we was motivated to actually get more things done quicker, actually get started on certain things that we had talked about. And
we've talked a lot.
Oh, yeah, yeah. We discussed and plan a lot, but we was hoping that maybe this might motivate us to want to do more and experiment with certain things that we had talked about doing. We have great family. Her entire side of the family is cows, farming, tractors, you name it. My side has been maintaining trucks and working on equipment my whole life. So we kind of got that. We run a lot of older equipment.
But it's paid for.
Yeah. So, you know, you get that plus. I might have to work on it half the day to get another half a day out of it. But I have a hard time buying new equipment. I really do. I have, one thing was my sawmill. I knew nothing about sawmills on the band mill side. Her daddy owns and operates a circle mill sometimes for himself, and I knew a little bit about those from him, but neither one of us really knew a whole lot about band mills. So I went out on a limb, bought a brand new band mill. Do not regret that purchase whatsoever, really. This entire building, from top to bottom, other than some sheeting inside on the plywood for the floors, just to keep the air out on the floor side, I cut and sawed myself. Like I say, the plywood is the only thing that was actually bought wood-wise. And the only reason I bought that was for the air purposes coming up from the floor. Every bit of the wood elsewise was sawed. I'll show you some other buildings that I sawed entirely myself, and like I say, in another video. But like I say, mine's a little more mechanical, and she keeps me fed wonderfully. So great cook. Her mom is a great cook. Long line of great cooks. But anyway, maybe we'll do some other videos like that. She loves to garden, so we'll probably do some videos along those lines if I can get her enough raised beds built.
I need more.
I know. So yeah, we hope you stick with us. We hope you follow us along on this YouTube thing, adventure, whatever you'd want to call it. We'll see how it goes from here. Hopefully we can, like I say, inspire y'all a little bit, and maybe y'all can inspire us to do stuff a little different. We figured, what the heck? If other people can do it, why can't we? So I hope you stay tuned. Like, subscribe, watch 1,000 times. I don't know. I don't care. Do it all. Y'all know what to do. I just recently, in the past year or so, actually figured out YouTube a little bit as far as even how to subscribe. So I know nothing about it before, probably this past year, because I've got no subscribes before this year. So yeah.
Well, we didn't have a channel till now.
Well, yeah, we didn't even have a channel till just here recently. Like, we just started talking about it, and we figured, you know what, other people can do it. Why can't we? So
Here goes nothing.
Yep. We hope you enjoy. So this is our new property. We've had it for about, what, since April? It's about April. And hopefully the site of our home soon. We're going to try to do it this year, sometime around April, May time frame is when we're going to try to start actually getting things septic and stuff like that. The property actually goes pretty far down that way and pretty far down that way. So let's walk through the mud. Boy, if our boy was here, he wouldn't be able to get out of the mud. He loves to play in the mud. So we're just recording a bunch of stuff, and then Hannah is going to cut, clip, do whatever. I don't understand the whole process of this YouTube thing. This is totally new to us. So hopefully it'll be worth y'all watching and maybe give us some motivation to actually do some new things. Right over there is our pond that we share with a neighbor. Great neighbor, really great guy. There used to be, from what we have been told, an old backer barn right there. It's just junk piled up now. There's some elderberry bushes growing in amongst all the briars and stuff. We're going to try to just scrape it down and get all the trash hauled off, and eventually put a greenhouse or something to that effect there, gardens or something, because it's got some really good soil if you can get all the junk off the top of it. There's an old hand dug well right there we got marked. We're going to probably fill it in. We had hoped there would be water in it, but
there will be right now.
Yeah, there's probably some water in it at times, but not any good water, so we're just going to get rid of it. Probably take some of the rock out just to save for later, but that'll be about it. We have got hay off of this section down through in here. It was good hay, so we'll probably mow it again this season. It was my first time ever mowing hay. Didn't even have a beller, didn't have nothing. Thank God my in-laws kind of knew what they was doing, and my father-in-law helped me kind of understand the process a little bit. And I bought a 1968 beller and just went trying it, and we broke bellers several times, but we got it figured out how it works, and I ended up breaking the rake on the last belling. and so I busted a rake, so I gotta try to work on getting that put back together before this season opens up. And for the main event, right here is where we actually plan on building, or not building, but moving our current mobile home, single wide, to, because we own it. Why not use it? It's plenty big enough. We probably may add on to as time goes or something, or who knows, even possibly move it off and build a house. But for the time being, it's 3-bedroom, 2-bath, plenty large enough place, so we're going to just use it. I hope the sound quality is halfway decent. We are working off of an old camera because we don't want to buy a brand new one until we figure this YouTube thing out kind of decent. So we apologize for that ahead of time, but this is basically the place. I got stacks of lumber there. That's from actually my sawmill. We actually got on the other side of the trees is our neighbor, but I hope to put my mill on a mobile platform, a trailer, and get it over here to where I can actually saw over here. But the land actually lays back in that way quite a bit. There is another pond that is over here. It's our neighbor, our other neighbors, but it runs right along the side of our property line. We may or may not own a little bit of it, but not enough for me to consider owning it.
We'll find out when we stretch a string to build our fence.
I don't consider that my access. It's just a beautiful scenery and view. But yeah, and that's pretty much the land. But we bought this land, like I say, in April. We have hoped to buy land for a long time. Ever since we've been married, we plotted and planned on our way to our honeymoon about a farm and the possibility of a farm. We never really expected to get 30 acres or plus. We was figuring around
about 10
to 15. And that's kind of where we thought we was going to be. But this just kind of happened. It was actually on our way home that we saw the sign at the front of the road, and we thought, why not? So we put an offer and worked around, and ended up they accepted it. So it was just the Lord's blessing, and the Lord has blessed us many times over in our whole life. So we took it on faith, and we're just going to ride it out and see how far it takes us. So yeah, pretty much. I'll give you some more views of the place a little bit around abouts here, but this is the general vicinity, and I hope I'm getting all this on camera. Because if not, my arm is getting tired for no reason. So yeah.
It'll end up we only got the top of my head.
Probably. I was trying to hold it at a pretty high angle to get both of us. Just to give everybody a size reference, I'm 6'6".
I'm short stuff.
She's 5'3". So 5'2", 5'3", somewhere around there. So yeah, there might be a camera conflict from time to time. But yeah, this is our place. It used to be a farm. They just stripped it bare with grazing, and hey, we're going to actually plant a lot of it back, as much as possible, in trees for future harvesting, sawmill purposes, wood purposes, all that stuff. We do have, I'm going to turn the camera around now, we do have some oaks and stuff. They're beautiful oaks, but they're kind of sparingly. They're mostly for shade for cows or whatever that was here. Yeah, we're going to keep those. And along the property line, there's rows of trees. Down that direction, we own probably, I'm just guessing, say about 3 acres of actual wooded 3 acres that's in between us and the back neighbors. And that 3 acres, roughly 3, maybe 4, is mostly swamp as far as the land, because it is below the dam that connects the property. So it's not really good, what you say, land to build anything. I wouldn't never want to build below that dam, just in case. But it is a good source for firewood or whatever for a little while. Which, for the most part, I got access to a lot of free trees with the people I know.
Not on this property.
Not on this property, right. We got some down that way. We actually own on the other side of the creek over there. We're hoping to put an orchard over there. That was our first actual decision, as we said, started calling that the orchard place, because you have to cross the creek to get to it. So we're not really wanting to put the cows over there and have them making a mess of the creek that comes off of our pond.
Possibly some sheep to keep it eaten down once
Right.
we get our trees up big enough they won't hurt them.
But you know, something small. Like I say, we want to do a little orchard. We got some weeds in the hay. It's not top quality hay by no means, but we got a horse and we don't. My dad does. He has a horse and a donkey that seems to eat it just fine, no problems. The grass is really good down in there. I mean, like, excellent. And I would love to see that kind of greenery up here, but hopefully over a period of time of fertilizing it with actual cow manure and natural fertilizers, we're wanting to try to stay as much away from what? Big tech?
Store-bought.
Yeah. Stuff as possible. I don't want to say we're 100% organic.
By no means.
By no means, because sometimes just what works is what you have to do. Are we going off-grid? No, probably not. However, I would like to build the place to where we're off-grid possible, I guess you'd say.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're going to sort of, because in this area, I've been told, is sort of bad about, I don't want to say power outages all the time, but enough of them that it gets on people's nerves. I mean, they've never lost anything unless it's like bad storms or something, but it's been enough that it's aggravating to a lot of people. So certain things we would like to eventually set up to where if we have a power outage for 24 hours or something, not really a big deal. We don't want to be affected really much at all.
And we want it set up to where if the power went out permanent, we wouldn't be hurting.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's off-grid possible, and still maintain a level of, you know, comfort and joy, thrive, I guess you would say, in that situation, which is what we all want to do. I mean, some people, it's all about just survival, but surviving's fine until a point, but you want to kind of thrive and prosper in this world. But that's one of the reasons we want to take our land and do things a little more natural, so as to not require so much outside dependency.
You'll already be used to it when you can't go to the store.
Exactly. And I mean, at the same given time, if it comes down to going to the store now and building something that is going to last, you know, a lot longer versus doing something natural that's not going to last as long, I'm going to try to get to the middle of the road and sort of do an in-between, try to save money as much as possible. I mean, it's all about money management, but at the same time, I don't really want to do things over and over and over and over every year just because we don't want to spend a little extra money and time to do it right the first time. So we're going to try certain things, do once or twice in the construction process, to where we're not having to go back and do it again. But yeah, that's us. If you want to see more, which I hope you do, like, subscribe, you know, watch it as many times from as many different platforms as possible. But yeah, watch us, keep up with us, give us advice. By all means, like I say, we're working with old equipment, camera-wise, no microphone, sound quality probably is terrible. We're working on it. We just wanted to get a few videos out there to where people wasn't, you know, thinking we're crazy. and let you know that we are working on better quality stuff. We just wanted to make sure that y'all are willing to watch us and maybe subscribe to us before we see that, okay, it's worth investing into at least a microphone. Because I got a feeling a lot of this you may or may not be struggling to hear. I don't know. I hope not. But the wind's blowing just a little bit, and this is, I don't know what year model camera.
Probably about a 2000.
Yeah, a 2000 camera. So, I mean, for the most part, it's worse than most people's camera phones. But it takes longer videos, so that's the reason we're using it. If you have any questions, let us know. Comment, whatever. Like I say, we're just figuring it out, so don't be mad at us if we don't get it just right the first time. See y'all.
See ya.